I'm Mar, and once again, this is my opinion. William Shakespeare's plays are famous for many reasons. One of them is an immense cast of characters. From Hamlet to Julius Caesar, each play is packed with players. Romeo and Juliet is no exception. Mercutio is one such character, as Romeo's best friend and blood relative to both the prince and Count Paris. A detail the 1996 adaptation skims over due to casting choices. The audience expects him to impact the play's story in some manner. The only questions are how and when. Mercutio's impact on the play is felt from his first appearance, although it is minor when compared to later. He and other Montagues meet with Romeo before Capulet's party begins. Having heard of Romeo's unrequited romantic woe, Mercutio attempts to raise his friend's spirits before they depart for the party, an event he is able to attend as a neutral party due to his blood ties. Mercutio is attempting to boost Romeo's confidence, as any great friend would. He knows his friend is a romantic at heart, and his recent woes weigh heavily upon him. Mercutio is telling Romeo to cast aside his doubt and pain and trust his instincts. Wise words on their own, in the play's greater context they carry weight, as this confidence undoubtedly is what helps Romeo choose to court and marry Juliet after their first meeting. In this light, Mercutio's words are foreshadowing of Romeo's later deeds. Following this, Mercutio appears in several small scenes before his pivotal moment. He attempts to lure Romeo back to their group before the famous balcony scene, and he also provides exposition on the fighting style of Tybalt, Juliet's cousin. Following this, Tybalt wishes to duel Romeo, as he took insult at the Montagues' appearance at a Capulet party, even though Lord Capulet was not offended. Romeo has no interest in dueling Tybalt, attempting to talk the brash Capulet down. This scene occurs after Romeo's secret marriage to Juliet. Having wedded Capulet, Romeo does not wish to duel and potentially kill her cousin, as the union makes Tybalt his cousin too. Having no knowledge of the nuptials, Tybalt and Mercutio have no context for Romeo's refusal. Believing his friend a coward, Mercutio decides to duel Tybalt himself. This is a turning point for Mercutio's character. Before this, he was happy-go-lucky, almost a fop. Tybalt's insults and Romeo's refusal push the jokester aside and bring forth the Avenger, despite the prince's earlier decree against fighting in the streets. This character change proves to be Mercutio's undoing, as Tybalt kills him with one well-placed stab after Romeo attempts to break up the duel. His death darkens the play's tone. Before this moment, the play was lighthearted, with brooding Tybalt hanging over the story like a lone rain cloud. Mercutio's death bursts the cloud, sending the play towards the story's tragic ending. Even though the audience has knowledge of this ending due to the opening narration, Mercutio's final lines contain further foreshadowing. Despite being Romeo's friend, Mercutio realizes his death is a result of the endless feud between the two families, so he curses them both. This curse seemingly comes true, as death and tragedy follow. Romeo kills Tybalt in retaliation, despite his earlier apprehension. Tybalt's death causes further strife between the two families, with Lady Capulet calling for Romeo's head. The prince decides to simply banish Romeo, as the young man only responded to the death of a friend. Said friend being the prince's kin plays a role in this decree. Romeo's banishment leads to Juliet's fake suicide, which in turn leads to the lovers' real deaths. Without Mercutio's death, the play's tragic ending would not occur. Without his motivation, the secret marriage might not have occurred, and Romeo might have dueled Tybalt from his provocations. Even removing a single character and his actions can change the way a story plays out. A butterfly effect.